Hello and welcome to For The Drive. On today's episode of Friends of For The Drive, I take a look at what I think is a true icon in the motoring world. So I'm now in the car with the owner, Vince. So thank you very much for doing this, because this is I love this car so much.
Oh, thank you. No, it's an absolute pleasure to be on For The Drive.
Oh, you gent. Why did you buy this car?
Do you want the short version or the long version?
We'll start with the short, and then I can always potentially edit down to that.
Short version, as a kid, absolutely adored. I just couldn't get enough of the Subaru Impreza 555 rally car from Colin McRae. Just love that car. That is my childhood.
And that is exactly why I said that this is a true icon in the motoring history, motoring world, because it's exactly as you say, rally cars. Someone says rally car, I just think of Colin McRae Subarus.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm definitely down with that.
And while I'll never do the livery on this car, that is the exact reason I bought this one, because I had the opportunity to buy it. It came up in a local garage, really low miles, and I just couldn't say no. I had to have it done.
What is actually the specification of this one?
So it's a UK edition WRX, but when the chap which bought it, because I was going through the service pack, which is bloody impressive on this car.
Nice.
He spec'd the uprated ECU, which I think it's just the same ECU but just different map.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's 245 horsepower.
Really shifts. Nice.
And it's so iconic, like everyone knows what this car is.
Yes.
They either hate it or they love it. It's very Marmite.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that hates a Subaru Impreza.
Have you not?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'll probably get a comment now saying, I hate it and I've known you for years, but I've never heard anyone actively go, oh, that's horrible. It's more or less a thing of, yeah, it's alright. And then there's like, fucking love these, kind of like proper passion, and then like varying degrees of love.
They drive like no other car, all-wheel drive. It's unbelievable. You have just such huge amounts of grip.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like messes with your head. Like when you're going around a corner, for example, even a roundabout, and it's wet, and I've done it in this car, it's wet, so the front starts to understeer slightly, so you just give it a bit more power. And then the front just gets pulled in, and then it just finds this grip from almost, like, well, thin air.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely intoxicating. Let's give it a bit of power.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yes.
What are your cameras rated to speed-wise?
They've been well over 100 and something. On private land, obviously.
Obviously. Not the M25.
Oh God, no, not the M25. I was going to say not the M4, but you know. What do you like about it? Like, is there something? Obviously, you say about the grip is just so predictable and always there.
It's one of those cars where you park it up in a space and you walk away and you look back and it makes you smile. Like, I know it's so chavvy to look at, but there's just the sonic blue paintwork and the gold wheels just really tickles my turnip. I love looking at this car. So definitely the aesthetics. Everything is mechanical. So mechanical steering, none of this fly-by-wire stuff. It's just a car. Yeah, and I just love it. So to drive this thing is so electric and it just feels, it's just awesome to drive. And well, there's the noise as well, like the flat 4 rumble. Like mine isn't ridiculously loud. It's got a Pro Drive exhaust.
But I must say, you can still hear it.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you were putting your foot down. It's like, yeah, okay, now I can hear that, and then you just sort of feel the power.
And
it's actually really comfortable. Like being a passenger, and it's like putting your foot down. I didn't feel like it was squirrel. I felt comfortable. I felt at ease.
Yeah.
Yet we were accelerating quite brisk. Like. Is there anything that you would change about it? Is there anything that just kind of niggles away? It doesn't sound like there is, but you never know. There might be something like even the smallest detail.
Yeah, there's little things like it does ride very high. It is high off the ground. So if I was going to keep it for a long time, I would do something with the suspension. I would also do a decat on the up pipe and just do a full decat exhaust system.
Nice.
Just to give a bit more noise and a bit more power, and then I'll do a few modifications as well, and then follow that up by a remap. That's what I would like to do. But in reality, it's just such a good example. Like every time I've taken this car to a garage to be fixed or servicing or whatever, they've just commented saying, like, please don't modify this car. Like, just keep it as it is. It's too good.
It's appreciated as a standard. Yeah. Oh, okay, nice.
So I might see that as it is and just enjoy it.
This question is normally like, what have you modified? But you haven't really.
I've changed the air freshener a few times. That was quite a big mod.
It needs. That's all it needs.
Yeah. I literally just changed the tyres, and it's now got a Pro Drive back box.
You put that on?
I put that on there, yeah. Just because I wanted a bit more of that flat 4 noise.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think I know the answer to this question actually, because we have been hounding you. I'm somewhat sorry about it, but also not, because I think you're the answer to this. If it's what I think it is anyway, it'll be worthwhile. What, like, when you decide to get rid of it, what would you get as a replacement for this car?
XE. Is that a Jag? That wasn't XE.
That was XES. That's a V6.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, cheeky. I really have to tick off the V8 in my life. So I'm thinking, and I keep looking at a E92 M3.
Yes.
Competition pack. So that's like,
oh really?
Yeah.
You need to. You seriously need to.
I love that car. So I look at it pretty much every day. But well, you know, I've just bought another car for a winter YouTube toy,
which I'm really happy about as well.
So yeah, that will definitely be coming up on the channel very soon, I hope.
Yes, it will. Yes, I cannot wait to go playing with that one.
So yeah, stay tuned on that little number.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say E92 M3. It was going to be a C63 AMG that was on the list, but
I think we should start a hashtag of hashtag E92 for Vince, because I think we can get it trending. I think that'd be the push that you need.
Yeah, I need a little shove just to do it.
I mean, how many months? I mean, basically you've been talking about it since January this year.
Man, since I met you.
Yeah, which is like January this year. we kind of he was like, oh, maybe I'll get this, maybe I'll look at that, and then it's like E92 M3, like we were all just like, yes, do this.
Yeah.
And we are now in September, and you have been hounded relentlessly.
Man, what am I doing with my life?
I can see reason with your decision. But
Yeah.
next year, I'm afraid that I probably will be as relentless as the others.
Yeah.
I think, like, as soon as it gets like March time, I'm like, Vince,
Come on.
yeah.
What are you doing?
But then this will be a really good winter car.
I
Because
can't
of the
wait
four-wheel
for the
drive.
winter in this car.
Yeah, I can see how that would actually be quite appealing. Actually, to get at least one full winter's use out of it,
Yeah.
to see what it can really do. Then yeah, I'm like, fair enough. So I am now in the driver's seat, ready to go, and the best view is actually that rear wing. That looks awesome in the rearview mirror.
This is really weird.
And this is really cool. Wow, this thing grips like no other. Like, my car would not go around that corner, I can tell you now. I would have had the back end out and I would have been terrified. The noise is really, really nice. It's not too loud, but kind of, it's like, just reminds you what you're in.
Yeah.
That's so good. I still think the suspension is magic. Like, it's just like you're quite, you've got a fair amount of travel of the suspension can travel quite a bit, but you don't have that like going around a corner. You don't feel like you're leaning.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good.
I don't know how they do it because it's not overly stiff as well. I can understand if it was properly stiff suspension, but it just isn't.
Yeah, and like you've got a fair, like it's not like you've got no tyre wall either to make that stiffer. You've got a good amount of tyre wall for off-roading. You've also got a good amount of tyre, like for suspension travel, for potential like rally, cross, like off-roading, or just general like high-rise, so you don't have to worry about bumps and things. Learning to drive in other cars, you can always get, like, if you go around a corner too hot, you get that kind of like crabbing on the front wheels. You know, basically the front wheels cannot grip. And I've been in quite a few fast cars that still kind of do that. So you get to when you go around a corner, you can feel it like shuddering. Okay, it's fine. It's still kind of going. It's going in the direction you want. You're not in a ditch, but you still can't. I'd lose confidence at that point because I'm like, well, like how much more pressure can it take before it just goes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
This, I'm like, well, actually, I'm going as fast as I know the corner to be, and the steering wheel is just being perfectly smooth. Subaru are geniuses.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then give it more power, and it feels even more planted.
That noise is very addictive because it sounds so angry. Because as I say, about 3,500 revs. So when you start giving it some, because it's a high enough rev range, and you start putting some proper noise through the exhaust, you just kind of get that kind of angry boxer.
Yeah.
So you just start, it's slightly more raw, slightly louder, and then you just start building. It just gets far. Yeah, it sounds much more aggressive than I think a straightforward would sound. And I think that's part. I mean, I love boxers no matter what. So it's like every time you hear a Subaru pass, I kind of like stop and go.
Yeah, it's hard not to look. That's why I think I'm quite lucky because I commute on the train every day. I get to spend all my fuel money on enjoying my car.
Yeah.
It's quite lucky in a way. I do have to pay for the train, so effectively the money goes the same way, but it's.
I mean, I'm in the car.
Only drive for fun, you know.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I suppose it's that thing of okay, you're probably losing similar amount of money, if not, like you don't. I mean, you have to really work it out quite in depth to be like whether you're quids in or not, comparatively. But I'd still say that it's actually not a bad shout because, as you say, when you get in the car, you get that kind of enjoyment of I'm now in this for my pleasure, not for necessity. So savage. It's like angry but egging you on. Come on, you can do more.
Yeah. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Come on. It's massively practical. The boot on this thing is ridiculous. Like, we've done like really cool camping trips in this car.
Yeah.
Just loaded up the boot just to the absolute rafters, and it's taken everything, and there's nothing in the cabin, just us.
Oh really?
And our tunes. Yeah, this car is really good at pretty much, well, life, I'd say. It's a cool car. It's practical, and it's fast,
All round
and it's
daily.
fun. Yeah. It's not like a 20,000 mile a year daily. It's a 10,000 mile a year commute daily.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to put too many miles on these things because, well, even though the engines are really strong, they do have a tendency of blowing up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But is that
It's
not because
servicing.
people modify them?
It's mostly that, to be fair, and servicing. I changed the oil on this thing twice already, and I'm going to do it again soon because anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 is like where people have had like the most amount of longevity from their engines.
Oh okay.
So for the sake of £40 for oil, and it's of an age now where you can just service it yourself, as long as you write it all down in your service book and stuff, like when you've done them, and keep all the receipts for the oil.
Yeah.
It's of an age now where just servicing it yourself is fine.
Thank you very much. This has been awesome.
You're welcome. Anytime.
It's going to be very strange going back into my car and then it's like there's no clutch. It's like,
You put your foot through the bulkhead.
Well, I just put it on the brake and I was like, that's not the clutch.
Smack.
Yeah. So this thing has been absolutely mental. I mean, that bonnet scoop is just great. I mean, the noise when you're going through town at like low speeds, like that kind of like low flat four burble, is so hypnotic. And then when you start giving it some revs and start pushing it through the corners, the angriness, that like the proper anger that comes from the car, just like eggs you on. I mean, it really is hypnotic. The camera, I don't think will ever actually convey how good it feels to actually be behind the wheel, and that front end just grips. There is no slip whatsoever, and you can just have your foot to the floor and just feel confident in coming around a corner and going out in a straight line. It's so good. I'm totally impressed. I mean, Subaru, no one ever thinks Subaru can't make cars, but I really think there's something magical going on underneath the bonnet of that car. So I've had such an amazing time today. A huge thank you to Vince for letting me taste what it's like to be a Subaru owner. Maybe next time he comes out I might see if I can get in it again just for the fun of it. I hope you enjoyed the video because I have had a whale of a time. But that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave any of your opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.